So we're going to be keeping an eye on the oxygen levels here, because apparently it drops very, very fast, and it's one thing that, well, 100 meters could mean the difference between breathing fine and not breathing so fine. So we've got to be safe, better safe than sorry, they say. So I'm quite looking forward to this one. You want to go ahead?
Yeah. I was going to say now, you're right to pause and I'll do the intro. Yeah, so we'll go ahead. So I'm going to go ahead. Antonio's going to follow me. Obviously, we've got both our gas monitors here, so we've got 2 lines to rescue. So as you can see, we've got our first feature. It's these tiny pilots here, which are always pretty picturesque in here. Obviously, this is unfortunately.
What was on top of this? Because this seemed to be, this iron beam seems to be showing something up.
I'm not sure what's on. I think it's just on top of Ironstone.
I think it's just protecting the seam of Ironstone from collapsing, because obviously, as they were mining the seam of Ironstone, the weight of the earth above it basically is going to put a lot of pressure, potentially causing collapses. So they need it to reinforce it the best way possible. They didn't take any chances here, and as you can see, they reinforce it with actual rails.
Yeah.
These are the old rails. They're quite the big rails, not the narrow gauge rails. They're actually big rails. Or are they rails? Maybe not.
No, I think
No, they look like rails. They're actual just beams, iron beams. But a decent size to, you know, prevent any possible collapse. We're going to venture in. As you can see, there's quite a few pretty formations here. Now these formations are mostly made by rust, and obviously some calcite, I would imagine, and other elements that are filtered through the ground above us.
pretty cool.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this as high as it gets?
Yeah.
So were they? No. So were they much shorter back in them days, or what?
Possibly, yeah.
Or has it been filled in the ground?
I'm not sure.
I would imagine the ground is either filled in the ground.
You can see where the taps were.
Or basically they didn't want to make a full effort to mine the full 6 foot of rock seam. If that was the case, mining here must have been pretty backbreaking.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, I can feel quite a lot of good fresh air. Surprisingly good. And we're at 19.7. So quite breathable, really.
Yeah, quite alright for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, 19.7 now, same. Now we'll go this way first.
So, you know your way around here?
Yeah.
It's not, they must be mainly, I would imagine, maybe mostly like this sort of long drives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big long drives like this. This is our first feature up here.
Oh.
As you'll see in a minute.
You can see the colour, the rusty colour of this ironstone. The content of iron on this seam, it was basically good enough to be commercialized. I would imagine the process would have been crushing the actual seam of ironstone, crushing the rock, and chemically and mechanically and chemically separate the iron from the rock. Wow, look at this.
No, first feature.
Hey?
This is 1.5. Let's see.
What is this? This is
1.5.
Oh my god, this gets nasty.
Yeah, we're not going that way, thankfully, because I've just got to flat.
We're on 19.3, we're alright.
Yeah, but this here This is one of our hearths.
Was this an original entrance?
No, it was a hearth. Set a fire off, and it used to draw the air through.
All right.
So
they were trying to create.
Yeah. They were trying
where would the air go?
Pull it through there. That would have been like, that would have led to a chimney. So we set fire here.
Yeah, you can see all the soot actually in that wall. You can clearly see the soot.
Yeah.
And as Curtis says, they would have set fire off, and the fire would have drawn the air out of the mine, creating a circulation of air.
Yeah.
Now, I believe it wasn't as effective as what they expected, so...
No, they ended up having to put an electric one in.
So they just put an electric ventilation fan. It would make sense, but it goes to show the need of good quality air would have been essential down here.
Oh, definitely down there.
So we are going back to the first junction, and we're going to take a different route. It'll be interesting to see what other features we find. So that's the way out, yeah?
Yeah, that's where we came in.
That's the way out. You got to get your bearings here, you don't want to get lost, but...
Yeah, we can go that way, but we're going this way first, because I think this is...
Oh yeah.
There's a feature down here that I missed last time.
Oh wow. So what's this? What was this pipe for? Water?
I'm not sure. Might be.
Obviously, I think the thinner one was compressed there, definitely.
Yeah.
And the big one, I can only think water, really.
Possibly, yeah.
Water pipe, I might be wrong. Actually, there's 3 sets of utility piping. So whether there was another one for ventilation, I don't know. If someone can shed some light on what the big pipe was for, please, that would be helpful. It's quite a big size in diameter, at least 12 inches or so in diameter. But it's quite picturesque. Quite picturesque to see these pipes here, actually.
Yeah,
quite a nice,
it is a cool mine.
Quite industrial. The look of it, isn't it?
You feel the air drop on there.
There's what?
You feel the air drop.
18.9 it says here. Yeah. What you got?
We're doing all right.
18.7, 18.6. Yeah, it's dropping. 18.5, 18.4. Oh my god. 18.3 is stable now. Yeah. So we dropped to 18.3. Still breathable. But oh my god. This goes quite a way. It's quite incredible to see.
Show the wheel of death up this one.
The what?
The wheel of death.
You can see all the. You can see a lot of white. What is the white?
It's calcite.
Calcite.
Yeah, well, calcite.
Why would they use calcite in the mine?
I think it's just off the water that came through. I think that's what the white is.
Yeah, just the percolation of calcite through the rock.
Yeah.
All the time. Well, you can see it very clear, the rust sort of colours in the ironstone. They come through very, very colourful. And you can see where the old slippers, where the tracks were laid, you can see.
Yeah.
So this was a mineral haulage route. Some of these timbers are still standing, but I wouldn't put a bet on standing another 100 years. Definitely not. And this drift actually. Oh, what's that? 16.4. Right, what shall we do? Right. So we hit the maximum that we should be going in. We're coming back and we're getting out.
Yeah, go back, that's it.
Let's go back.
It'll be the other way.
Hey?
It must be the other way.
How quickly it's dropped the oxygen here. So, and I'll be honest, I did feel a bit like, okay, I need to gasp for air a bit, but it feels fresh.
Yeah.
And that can make it very suspiciously safe. Because you actually think it's fresh, but really the air, not because there is circulation doesn't mean the air is low in oxygen. So,
got to 15 down there, not right now.
we done the right thing.
Yeah.
Where Curtis was just a few yards ahead of me, it dropped to 15. It goes to show how necessary it is to have oxygen meter on the ground. It's key, it's vital. So I think we've done the right call.
Yeah. You can't, like I say, you can't reach the in the depth, so it must be up the other way.
So you dropped to 15%, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, I set my alarm to 16.5. I set the alarm.
Yeah, mine said to 16.
Do you know, I was trying to find a manual how to set the alarm lower, and I couldn't find anything in English, right?
Yeah.
I found a video that was telling you how to do it in Portuguese. Very luckily, I am Spanish. I understand Portuguese quite well, and that's how I got around it. On a Portuguese tutorial on YouTube. Which way?
Straight ahead. That way.
So that was a no-go.
That was a no-go, so it must be this one that's really there. Like I said last time, I just missed it. I thought it was that way, but it mustn't be, it must have been this way.
Wow. That's kind of cool. You see, you're even gasping for air now.
I know. It's me at a meter.
19 now. So we're back on more normal levels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Circle is dotted. I can't remember what's up down here. I think there's much up there.
So we're going this way now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a look, see what's around this drift. Obviously, because in that section that the oxygen dropped,
Yeah.
we're getting very deep in the mine, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's what it was.
It goes, apparently it goes all the way through to the other side of the mountain.
It goes all the way through the mountain.
Yeah, there's no mine to the other side. I think there's
Right, God knows what oxygen levels they have
Oh yeah, you'd have to.
further in.
you'd
I
have
think
to-
we're gonna have the same scenario here. Oh, that's a running entrance, is it?
Yeah, that's the running entrance.
So there were several entrances to this mine. As you can see, there were nice wide big drift entrances. They would have had carts coming in and out, as you can see where the sleepers were going across. They would have had rails and carts loaded with ore going up and down. Looks like they had some sort of winch system,
Yeah.
because you can see the cable. They would have pulled the carts up and down. So there would have been a large winch outside, operated by a winch operator, and just driving the carts up and down, really. God, these torches are getting hot. So we're going to see the same scenario here. We're going to see a drop in oxygen.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll get us to where we need to be.
Hey,
Hopefully it'll get us to there.
I'll let you go in front.
Our little prize was really
When you get to the end, that starts beeping, just turn around and light me up. Okay?
on there.
Oh, you're recording. Okay. Okay. So that's the way out that we need to follow. And where Curtis is the way in.
Our first little feature part of the reaching system.
Oh, this is a pulley for the winch system, was it?
Yeah.
So the cable wouldn't drag along the floor, basically. The cable was lifted at some point to stop it rolling on the floor, I imagine. That would have created a lot of drag. That's quite a nice pulley, that.
No, I'm sure that wrong there, there's nothing up there.
Hey?
I'm sure that being up there, there's nothing up there. If I remember rightly.
Nothing up there?
I don't think so, no.
We'll have a look later, but on the way out we can have a look. There's a crisscross of passages here, very interesting crisscross actually. Some of these sections, they seem to be blocked in somehow. And that goes very low there. I don't know if it's worth doing. Maybe on the way out we can try it.
Yeah, we can have a look on the way out. I'm sure I've looked at it, there's nothing up there, I can't remember.
Nothing up there, okay.
We can have a port when we come back out. Our main feature should be just up ahead.
19%. Okay.
So we can wrap. Oh, I don't want to do a bump test. Yeah.
Look at this little doorway, that's so cool. Look a nice little minus doorway.
Tiny hint.
This
13.4.
this torch is getting hot. It's burning, actually,
There's a little.
because there's so much power in them.
No, they go to get really hot really fast, don't they?
Yeah.
We've got like.
What is that?
Oh, actually, no, I don't know if it's where they have one of them wheels on, or if it's just a.
There must have been.
Looks like an oil pit.
There could have been some rollers here.
Yeah.
Yeah, some rollers, you know, to slide the cable along the rollers. And what happened, maybe they had some, like an oil pit to keep them oiled up and greased up continuously. It would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to find the actual roller system further in.
There is a nice feature further in.
18.2 oxygen, so we're all right.
Yeah, we just keep going until the alarms go off. There's, I think they're for electrical, aren't they?
The electric insulators are they made of porcelain, so they can tie the cable around, but porcelain is not conductive.
Yeah.
So that's why they fix them here, so there's no discharge of electricity towards the wall.
It's fine, it's got drills and all. The drill marks, can you see them?
Oh yeah.
Huge.
You can see the kind of ripples that it was doing as they were drilling.
Yeah.
So with this you can clearly tell it was a mechanic sort of drill. Well, air drill, I would imagine, driven by compressed air most likely. That's how most air drills, that's how most drills back in the day, in the 1900s, they were driven by compressed air, unlikely the 1800s drills, which basically was hammer and chisel to start with. Maybe in the late 1800s they started using other means, but wow, the color of the ironstone is totally, you know, it's a rusty color. And you know, you can tell this is sedimentary stone, because can you see all these lumps and ripples?
Yeah.
This is likely to have been some sort of shallow riverbed. And what you can actually see those ripples is the imprint of waves, you know, and tides, basically fossilized. You've seen in other stone mines. The geology here is quite incredible, actually. And there's levels going off, as you can see, in every direction. There's some timber props in an effort to stop any possible collapses, but the timber's not doing much here. It's rather rotten over time and decayed. I can feel gasping for air a bit.
Yeah.
17.6, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
So I'll let you
Sure how tight it's just down here.
The air, because we are getting deeper into the mountain underground,
Yeah.
the air is getting lower. I'm going to let you go ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, shall we stop, because it's going to get, unless you want to set the alarm off and come back.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'll see how far the picture is and the alarm comes up. I'll stop recording for now. One of our main features is just down here.
Okay. Going on 17.6% oxygen feels like you're walking up a hill rather than walking on flat ground, basically. Hey? 17.3. What is it?
Yeah. You can come back to the one I was doing it. On here.
17.1. It's getting critical. You get it on video for me. Well,
Yeah, there's the alarm.
so where he is at 16.5%. So again, we're going to be turning around. Yeah. Right. I'm making the way out. It's it feels exhausting when the air hits below 18%. It really feels like you're walking up a hill, even though you're going in a flat ground. It's coming back. And illustrates how quickly the air can drop. Woo. We're going to be better, obviously, exploring the side passages where there's more fresh air, you could say. Woo. I mean, if you go here without...
Should be alright here. Just look at this little feature, then we'll go back.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is. It's covered in rails.
All the chains and links, all the cable to drag, to haul all the mine carts that would have operated here in this mineral haulage level. Some sort of service pit, could it be?
Yeah, possibly. There's a lot of rails there.
It would have made sense, a little service pit here. There's a cut passage there that's blocked in. Now, I've seen other ironstone mines in the country, and they had the regular practice of blocking the, in between the cross side passages. I would imagine that improves ventilation when they do that.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I can think, to control the ventilation in the mine. Oh God, it's crazy. Hey?
Oh, there's another one of them porcelain wire holders.
Instead of going further deep in the mine, which we can't because of the oxygen levels, we are exploring the cross side tunnels. It's a shame, because it seems to go so deep.
I know.
The ironstone mines have been in the Midlands. There was one that went like this, go in very low. But others, you could walk for miles and the oxygen wouldn't drop below 18.5%.
Yeah. That's how it works. It's always
all these iron colours. It's oh wow, look all them props. Have you seen all them props there?
Yeah.
Are we going back that way? We can we?
Yeah, no, we're back that way. pretty weird.
You can see the drag line for the minecart. A lot of wooden props to help checking any movement from the roof, and to some extent protect from collapses. But I think it was mostly a warning feature for any possible movement. 17%, 17.3. Hey? Oh, I'm waiting here, it's gonna drop a bit. Whew. There you are. So, it goes to show that our meters are reliable, because they both got the same measurements of oxygen. Whew.
Yeah.
Let's go and check them features. I like the amount of props there is. Some are standing, not even touching anything really. Oh, that's an interesting feature. It's made of wood as well.
Yeah. Not sure what that would be.
Not sure. We are looking for anything that's unique in terms of features. Oh, there's a stack of deads here on the side. A lot of the waste rock, if they could help it to haul it outside, they would just leave it on the side. It makes more sense. It saves time and energy.
Also,
look at this formation. This one is about 12 inches.
the airflow, airflow as well.
The wood is so spongy, I bet. What's that?
The deads, when they stack them up like that, it helps with the airflow as well.
Does it?
Yeah. Does it create like a pinch point in the level?
Or creates a pinch point so the air actually, because it's narrow, it becomes a narrower passage, so
yeah,
it forces the air through a narrow space, creating more pressure. Makes sense.
Something here. That's quite work out where it is.
Wow.
Not sure what it is.
Look at this.
Check this out.
There is this. This was a workshop, was it?
Yeah.
There's some sort of bench here.
One there.
This is where the rails were sat.
Yeah.
Basically, they had this at regular intervals, and the rails just sat on them. So I'm sure they were fixing the rails and the carts. A lot of the things, they just fix them on the ground. It makes more sense, does it?
Yeah.
Rather than taking it all the way outside. Little underground workshop. Always cool to see.
Something up here as well, see?
Hey?
Something else up here.
And again, we come across I call them rails, but they're actually beams. and propped up by wooden props, which kind of worries me because, you know, if that wood is in theory taking all the weight above, it should have been gone. But maybe, no, yeah, pretty much is it?
Yeah.
Pretty much is. Whereas on the other level, we had the vertical props, they were metal props. I don't think it's a good idea mixing metal and wood.
Yeah.
When it comes to safety, I mean, like, that's holding nothing, is it? This wooden prop here is doing nothing. The only thing, to be fair, the miners did very wisely is insert the actual metal beams in the wall a few inches. So the wall really is holding it. It's doing most of the job of holding it, as you can see. Yeah?
Yeah.
A bit like the old lead miners did with the wooden stemples. They carve a hole out in the wall, they slot the wooden stemple across, and they hammer it on the other side, giving a lot of strength. So why the wooden props? Maybe to monitor any movement.
Yeah, maybe.
And give that extra safety, I guess, as well.
Might make a noise.
I mean, here is totally just bowing in. There's a lot of pressure there. Right?
Yeah. Carry on. Whew.
I can see you're talking about the calcite. There is a lot of calcite actually coming through, you can see. Short stalactites. That was interesting, the workbench. This little working area. Right.
Something God knows where that wheel is.
Oh, stacked up depths here. A lot of stacked up depths and wooden props. They didn't take any chances. The miners back in them days, preparing for any possible collapse, as you can see. It's exhausting, is it, low?
It's horrible, isn't it?
Oxygen. It's like doing a marathon. We're going to the crosscut going back. We don't need to look at that, that's just a pocket. Low oxygen is stopping us on our tracks definitely a lot. But would you want to go and risk, you know, going in low oxygen? No.
No,
obviously.
Definitely not worth it.
Not worth it. So this way, yeah, and
yeah,
we explore any side passages.
Yeah, any side passages that we missed.
That we might have missed, I don't know.
I suspect the
we could take one photo somewhere.
yeah.
Picturesque.
I'll do some oh, I should have been back there.
Some leather scan.
Yeah, no, because I've got the app on.
Haven't you gone with the app?
No, I had to delete it to get some space.
It takes a lot of space, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do some shorts on my way out.
Do a few shots.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've done my main video pretty much. Oh, I'll
do a short there, that's cool.
Yeah, do a little short, yeah.
Oh, let me have the view of the tunnel we went in. And that's Curtis there. Right. So, we had to have a little stop. And we're going to continue exploring some of the cross tunnels and see where it's picturesque enough for a photo, I guess. Hmm?
Yeah, we'll do a couple more shots of that.
Yeah.
You couldn't like that way up first, could you?
Which is that the way out?
No, that's blocked that way.
Oh yeah, so that's blocked out. There's some pipe in there. Blocked out entrance. And some cross-cut tunnels that are backfilled.
It might match the entrance. That's where we're going.
Yeah. Well, there's quite a lot of brick here. They use it to control the ventilations, brick some of the cross side tunnels that they didn't use anymore, I guess.
That's pretty much it now. We'll do a short up here with the hearth.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably it for this mine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like I say, I don't know where the wheel is and I don't want to risk.
We can't go any deeper really because of the oxygen levels is stopping us really.
Yeah, I don't want to risk.
Otherwise you could go for miles probably if the oxygen was right, but we can't do it.
Yeah, it's not
End of story.
It's not worth the risk, is it?
Some of the nice fungus that can grow here, pretty cool stuff. Creates these beautiful patterns. You see them a lot on wood as well, on timbers, a much bigger size. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it a day now, so we're gonna head out, and we got a few of the mines to look at actually, have we?
Yeah.
So stay tuned for the next video. So be sure you subscribe if you have enjoyed this adventure. Any recommendations, any comments, leave it on the comment sections below. And be sure to subscribe to my channel, Underground Explorer UK, and to Curtis, Durham Explorers.
Yeah.
He's gonna all the links in descriptions, yeah?
Yeah, links in descriptions, the title, and I'll be in the little box above.
Yeah.
I'll be doing that as well.
I'm gonna be leaving the links in descriptions 100%. So thank you guys. Stay safe.